Deepak Kulkarni, age 50, and his wife, Aarti Odya, age 47, had been married for 18 years. Deepak and Aarti both graduated from Shivaji University in India. The couple migrated to the United States for their careers. Deepak was a software analyst working for education management systems. His co-workers described him as professional, and a great person to work with. Aarti was a senior software developer working at the University of Pennsylvania. Her colleagues described her as being analytical, and her technical skills were unsurpassed. She was known to focus on quality. Both Deepak and Aarti were well respected by colleagues and clients. The couple had two sons, Shubham, age 14, and Sharvil, age 7. Both attended the Collegium Charter School in Exton. Both boys were well liked by both fellow students and teachers. The family lived in a rented townhouse in a subdivision behind the Exton Regional Rail Station in Pennsylvania. On January 24 in 2021, Aarti's brother could not get in touch with her for more than a week. He became even more concerned when a friend of Deepak's contacted him saying he was not responding to his calls or texts for some time. Aarti's brother decided to drive to the home and check on the family. When nobody would answer his knocks on the door, he phoned police. Authorities used a remote garage door opener found in one of the family's cars. In the basement, police discovered all 4 members of the Kulkarni family dead from gunshot wounds. Neighbor Karen Stankiewicz told reporters that Deepak took many walks to make life less boring during the COVID pandemic. She said he was always friendly and talkative. But lately he was not his usual self. "It's just sad, and I just wish we could have done something," she said. "It makes us all want to reach out to our neighbors to see if they need anything." The investigation revealed that Deepak Kulkarni purchased a gun just weeks before the murders. The gun was found close to his body, confirming it was a murder-suicide. N.G. Beryl, a forensic psychologist and director of New York Forensic, a private consulting group in New York City, said, "In these cases there are several different reasons why people will murder their own spouse and children. They become delusional and believe that this is a way of sparing their wife and children from some horrific event they imagine might occur." Beryl continued, "They often believe that somehow this is the way to spare the family from humiliation, the stress, and himself the embarrassment of hitting rock bottom." Beryl went on to say that most so-called family annihilators are men, roughly about 95%. Coroner Christina Vade-Poll expressed sympathy to relatives and neighbors, saying, "This is a terrible tragedy that has annihilated a family." It's believed the family was deceased for 3 days prior to being discovered by police. Further investigation found no prior evidence of violence. Police were never called to the home, nor were there any previous court cases involving the family. Aarti's brother, Anand Odya, described her sister as a model citizen. He said she was the most devoted wife and mother. He said their family is awash in grief. "They definitely did not deserve this," he said in an interview. Aarti was the most devoted wife, and an even more devoted mother, sister, and daughter. "I was fortunate to have her as a sister." He went on to say that he tried to make plans with his sister, but each time those plans would get cancelled at the last minute by Deepak. "It was obvious she wanted to meet, but he didn't let us. I would ask Aarti if everything was okay, and she would never say anything." He continued, saying that he last talked to his sister on January 17 on Zoom, for their dad's virtual celebration birthday party. He said neither his sister nor Deepak seemed to be acting strange. He said the family struggled financially, and he loaned Deepak money several times early on in their marriage, but says the family seemed to be doing much better in the past 5 years. Marita Barker, Chief Executive Officer at Collegium Charter School where both boys attended school, said, "We are extremely shocked and deeply saddened by the tragic deaths of our students Shubham and Sharvil Kulkarni, and their family members. We continue to focus on supporting our students and staff as we come to terms with this unspeakable loss. Shubham and Sharvil will remain as valued members of our school community, and will be forever loved by their teachers and classmates, Baba said in a statement. We stand with those that grieve their loss, and will miss their presence immensely. We extend our sympathies, thoughts, and prayers to the extended members of the Kulkarni family during this difficult time. Leaders and educators across our campus are already discussing how we can memorialize the positive impact Shubham and Sharvil have had on our school community. Dr. Neil Websdale, director of the National Domestic Violence Fatality Initiative, said that financial strain is a common reason among family annihilators. He said, roughly a quarter to a third of family annihilation cases appear to have financial problems at the root, Websdale continued. Often what we see here is a deep sense of male shame. He said perpetrators of familicide are often highly repressed individuals, facing potential eviction or bankruptcy. The family may be facing destitution, but appearing on the surface to be respectable. Funeral and burial details were not made known to the public. Timothy Harris, age 41, was born on January 15 in 1980. Timothy lived with his longtime girlfriend, Kimberly Harris, and her two 22-year-old twin sons from a previous relationship, Jordan and Jaden Foster. Both boys were known to be very protective of their mother. Kimberly, age 52, went to Oxford Area High School. After graduating high school she attended Harkham College. She worked at Lincoln University as a housekeeper. The family lived at the 300 block of Ashman Avenue, in the Lower Oxford Township in Pennsylvania. At around 1 a.m. on November 3 in 2021, Jaden and his girlfriend came home to find his twin brother, Jordan, and his mother both unconscious. He dialed 911. Police were called to the home for two people in cardiac arrest. Prior to police being called to the residence, at around 10 p.m. Timothy Harris was involved in a hit-and-run crash in East Marlborough Township. He fled the crash scene, then crashed again in Kennett Township. He exited the vehicle and shot himself in the head with a handgun. He was taken to Chester County Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police and ambulances arrived at the home, and attempted CPR, but their efforts were unsuccessful. Both were pronounced dead at the scene. Both bodies showed injuries from both gunshot wounds and assault. During the investigation, authorities located shell casings at the home. Police believe Timothy and Kimberly got into a heated argument that turned into assault. Jordan tried to intervene but Harris used a gun on both. When attempting to flee the area he got into the two accidents. Authorities say they are still investigating this horrible tragedy. Neighbor Robert Palmer said, "They were very nice people, very quiet. Right now, I feel stunned and shocked. I wasn't expecting it to be her. Because you never think something like that can happen to a person." In a public statement, Chester County District Attorney Deborah Ryan said, "This is a horrible tragedy that will forever alter the victim's family, and my sympathy goes out to them. We will use all our investigative resources to discover why this shocking event happened. Thank you to the Pennsylvania State Police and the Kennett Township Police for quickly securing the scene, ensuring the safety of the community." Funeral and burial arrangements are unknown at this time. Deepak Kulkarni started isolating his wife and children from other family members. This is a typical sign that something is terribly wrong. It appears financial problems may have been the catalyst that drove Deepak to murder his family. Regardless of the reason, nobody has the right to take another person's life. His two sons had their whole lives ahead of them, but their father took it upon himself to end that future. They'll never know what it's like to go to college, start a career, get married, or even have children of their own. All because their father decided to play God and end it all. He was selfish and evil. Timothy Harris was a vicious man who murdered his longtime girlfriend, and one of her sons. It's unclear what led to the argument, but it's apparent that a brave young man lost his life trying to protect his mother from evil. May all the victims in both cases rest in peace. That concludes this episode. Keep your eye out for the next volume, coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.